Hello and welcome to the show. This is the Sales for the Nigerian Business Person podcast. It's available on the big three on Spotify, Google Podcast, Apple iTunes, or any other podcast player of your choice. So once you're done listening to this, subscribe for free or share so that your friends, your family members, your associates can see as well and subscribe. Today on the show, the question we're going to tackle is what am I going to say is the primary question you should be asking yourself. In other words, we're going to be looking at how to handle conversations with potential customers, with potential buyers, with potential clients. In the previous podcast episodes last month, we looked at ways of approaching the market, whether you have a product or a service, and we looked at it through the lens of two different business philosophies. That was inbound and outbound approaches. Now, neither approach is the best because it depends on what it is that you're trying to build, the resources that you have behind your marketing efforts, and then the nature of your product, the nature of your service, or the nature of the industry. Now, in summary, the difference between inbound and outbound is this. For those of you who are listening to the show for the first time, inbound is just all the things you do that are looking for ways to attract traffic to you. Mostly it's online stuff, it's internet stuff. If you're curious about this, skip back a couple of episodes. You're not going to go past last month and then you will see it there. Where I was talking about inbound versus outbound. Now, outbound is looking for ways to hunt down buyers, to chase down buyers, usually in the real world. Now, let's look at a case in point just so that we understand it properly. Let's say you rear turkeys in your backyard and now you're ready to start selling them. Maybe your grandmother in the village gifted you with 5 or 6 eggs or something, and now they've hatched and you have turkeys and you're ready to sell. There are two different ways of approaching the market, two different ways of letting people know that you're out in business. The inbound method, the one that we described earlier, is where you put messages out over the internet so that the world now knows that you're a turkey trader. Whether it's you're putting it on Instagram, I'm a turkey trader, come and buy my turkey, Christmas is getting close, turkeys for sale. Sorry, not Christmas. Easter, okay, we've gone past Easter, Christmas is still a ways away. Which major holiday? Okay, I can't think of any major holiday, so let's just pretend that it's Christmas we're heading towards. So, Christmas, buy your first turkeys, blah, blah, blah. So all that is inbound. You're tweeting, you're putting it on Instagram, or you're putting it on Facebook. In fact, for those of you who are trying to be real smart with inbound strategies, you would have started the day your grandmother gave you the eggs. Like, oh, my dearest grandmother gave me 5 turkey eggs. And you keep on posting. Eggs in incubation. Eggs have hatched. Feeding my turkeys. Turkeys are growing big. Turkeys are 3 kg. Turkeys at 5 kg. And then, finally, turkeys at 10 kg. I have 5 turkeys for sale, heading towards Christmas, blah, blah, blah. So that would have been the kind of campaign you would have been putting out by posting regularly on Instagram or on Facebook. Now, outbound, on the other hand, is looking for who to talk to that might be interested in buying the turkeys. Now, when you have that information, what you would do is either go to the person's house, to the person's office, to the church, you make phone calls, emails, blah, blah, blah. The aim is for a live visit or a live chat so that they can buy your turkey. So in this case, your turkeys hatched, you grew them each to 10 kilograms. By the way, if you rear turkeys, I don't know if turkeys actually grow that heavy, 10 kilograms. I'm just freestyling here. So, your turkeys are fully mature, and you think that people who might need your turkeys are in church, and so you go to talk to pastor this person, sister this person, deacon this person, and another person, because you're thinking they're well-to-do and they might not mind spending 10 grand on a turkey. After all, Christmas is around the corner. Remember, we're just pretending that Christmas is around the corner. As at the time of this recording, we're still in July, so Christmas is a long way away. So these are the different approaches, inbound versus outbound. Inbound, we're putting messages out over the internet so that the whole world knows that we're in business and we have turkeys to sell. Outbound, we are using our 2 left legs and walking all over the place, or looking for who to call, whose office or house to visit, so that we can tell them that our turkeys are hatched, they're well-fed, well-grown, and we are ready for business. Now, whether we do inbound or whether we do outbound, a lot depends on the messaging that you use to engage your audience. Because, like, from what you've seen, whether you go to the church to talk to Deacon Akubero or Deaconess Ogedengbe. It all depends on your messaging. What are you going to say to Deaconess Deacon Bayo or Deaconess Kemi? What are you going to say to Alhaji Dalhatu? Okay, no, that's wrong, because Muslims won't celebrate Christmas with us. Anyway, you get the point. Most important thing is, whoever it is that you're going to talk to, your messaging now becomes key if you're doing outbound. If you're doing inbound, the challenge is also the same. If I'm going to be posting on Facebook and Instagram and all these other places to let people know that I got my turkey eggs, my eggs have hatched, they're healthy, and I'm ready to sell them, what kind of messaging am I going to use? It's not going to be very effective to just keep on putting pictures about the eggs, put another picture of the egg hatches, and then put pictures of turkeys with no compelling caption or anything that shows what your intent is. So you can see that whether you do inbound or outbound, messaging becomes really important, because that is what is going to engage our target audience. If your messaging is wrong when you're talking to Deaconess Akubero, she's not going to be engaged and interested in your turkeys. And it's the same whether you use inbound. So with inbound marketing, inbound sales, inbound business philosophy, whatever it is you want to call it, the messages you use are important. The text you use, important. The words, the pictures, the videos, the audio, whatever it is that you're going to put out to attract buyers to you, because you want people to pick up the phone and call you to buy your turkeys. So what you put out there, the messaging, is important. For outbound, it's the same. What kind of sales pitch am I going to have when I'm talking to Pastor K? What kind of prospectus am I going to show Deaconess Kemi when I get to church about my turkey? What kind of flyer am I going to prepare? What kind of conversation are we going to have? What kind of talking points are we going to have? Am I going to bring along physical samples? Maybe the turkey that I had from last year, leftover, that my grandma gave me, maybe I grill some of them and start passing out free samples to show that my turkeys taste really good. I mean, whatever it is. We're trying to come up with an approach or messaging that will allow total strangers to listen to me when I start talking about my turkeys that are for sale. So you can see that in either scenario, whether we are going to try and get people to chase us, that is inbound, or whether we are going to go out and chase people, that is outbound, messaging is vitally important. And messaging is a key part of the sales process. Now, how do we work on our messaging, whether we sell turkeys or whether we sell skincare? It's all the same. You sell turkeys, you sell skincare, you're doing property development, you're doing business consulting, you run a spa. The challenge is the same. How are we going to work on our messaging? Well, these are the kind of issues that we're going to examine in future episodes. I wasn't sure if I was going to make a podcast recording today, because I handled the sales training earlier for Smedan. That's earlier today. And the theme of the program was business innovation, and I was teaching participants on how not just to sell, but the role that sales and business development has in helping us to innovate our business. So that is the training session that I handled today. I didn't think I was going to record because I'd be tired, but I figured let me just put this episode out. No need in delaying. So there's going to be summary episodes about the Smedan event in the next couple of days after we are done with this messaging train of thought. Now, what is Smedan? For those of you who are not Nigerian, Smedan, the acronym is for the Small and Medium Enterprises Development Agency of Nigeria. It's an organization that was set up in 2003 by the federal government of Nigeria. And the whole deal with this organization was to help micro, small, and medium enterprises, what we call MSMEs in this part of the world. I don't know what you guys call them in America or in the UK, but here we call them MSMEs. So micro folks, small folks, medium enterprises. Smedan was meant to help these kind of entrepreneurs, these kind of self-employed people, these kind of business owners. So Smedan helps to train and provide advisory services to these folks, and that is where folks like I come in, because once in a while Smedan reaches out to folks like us. They also reach out to financial institutions to provide support for these people, financial funding for these people, other kinds of support, and then training services. So that's basically what I was up to today. So like I said, details of the event are going to follow here in the podcast in a couple of days. Now, do you like all the things that you've been hearing over here on the podcast, whether it's just about Sweden or whether it's how to come up with your messaging for your business so that when you're doing inbound or outbound, approaching customers or having customers approach you, make you more effective? If you like this kind of stuff and you would like daily access to me to ask me questions related to how you sell in the business, then the WhatsApp Coaching Club is open. And the investment required is just 5,000 Naira monthly. You get to ask me anything. I'll give you answers and assignments to move the business forward. So if you're interested, hit me up in the social media DMs or send a message saying you're interested to 080-6466-2140. The country code for Nigeria is +234. If you're looking for me on socials, I spend a lot of my time on LinkedIn, but any socials, just look for me. My name is Tavishima Ayede. The name, the spelling, the email address, my photo, they're all on the website where you're currently listening to this podcast episode. Or if you check the profile of the podcast app where you're listening to my voice, you'll see all the details there. And finally, if you're starting a business and you need capital, but you don't want to go for bank loans, and you're okay with saving, giving yourself a year or two, maybe to save towards that grand goal of starting your, maybe nylon factory or whatever. I'm affiliated with a reputable financial institution that has over 504 billion Naira in assets under management as at 2023. What that means is they are not going to go broke anytime soon. They're a secure organization. They're going to be here for a while. They've operated in Nigeria for over 30 years now. They're in the business of protecting and guaranteeing your savings. And the reason why they do that is because banks don't help you save. They charge fees on your money, and loan sharks, of course, will want you to deposit your whole family and your mother as security for a business loan. So if you're interested in looking at these sorts of things, message me on 080-6466-2140 to get started saving towards your dream. It doesn't have to be saving towards business goals. Any savings plan will do. There are folks who are saving for their children's school fees. That's people who have kids like me. And there are people who are saving towards retirement. Maybe you're one of those people who are 65 and above, because we do have a few of them, surprisingly, who listen to the podcast. I guess part of your retirement plan is that you're thinking about what business it is that you're going to do. So if you're one of those folks, you're saving towards retirement, then hit me up. The number 080-6466-2140. Thank you very much for your time and attention. I'll catch you guys at the next episode. And I think congratulations are in order. This is the first time I've done a 15-minute episode in a very long time. Let's see if I can keep up the 15-minute streak in the episodes that will come tomorrow and the day after. So I'll catch you guys at the next episode.